please let me know. Because I got love for y'all. And I'm not trying to denigrate the sport. It's a sport my daddy grew up loving and taught me. Trust me, I'm not denigrating the sport in any stretch of imagination. If I got one thing that I could eliminate from baseball, it would be intentional walks. You get paid for a reason. You don't get to intentionally walk anybody. Man up. If you a pitcher and you getting paid 7 figures, I'm sorry. I don't give a damn if it's Bryce Harper or Stephen A. Smith at the plate. Strike me out or get me out. No intentional walks. And let's not take 3 minutes to throw a pitch. Let's put a clock on that bad boy. Let's do what we got to do. But I'm telling y'all, it's just something that needed to be said. I had to get it off my chest. I'm just looking at these big numbers. And I'm saying, oh my God. 400 plus million for Mike Trout, 300 plus million for both Machado and Bryce Harper. And you seeing the averages, particularly with Harper and Machado. And there's nobody to really market the sport for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is bad. You can slice it any way you want to. I'm telling you right now, it is not good. It is not good at all. It is not good for the sport. It's bad. And the reason why I bring that up is because juxtapose that to the NBA. Baseball, as far as I'm concerned, is dying a slow death before our very eyes. The NBA is thriving. The NBA is thriving. We're talking about 3 Game 7s. And the one series that's over, I'm talking about the potential of 3 Game 7s. You're already locked in 2. I'm assuming there will be one after tonight in Houston. But the one series that's been locked up, you still got storylines of breathing out of that. Pick your poison. The Greek Freak in Milwaukee. The Greek Freak is taking over. He's taking over. The Greek Freak. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Smith Show, ESPN Radio recognizes National Military Appreciation Month, brought to you by the Naval Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by the NCUA. Plus, get triple action protection for optimal engine performance with Shell V-Power Nitro. Plus, premium gasoline. 888-SAY-ESPN, that's 888-729-3776. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not exaggerating. Listen, I got teammates that are still in the area. Kevin Edwards, known as Ski. My boy Mark Turner, that lives in Jersey. My man Boris Terrell Battle, that lives in Minnesota. My man Gary Stevens, a.k.a. Spanky. Phil Hayes. I mean, there's a whole bunch of cats that I went to school with. They were teammates of mine. And they remember Lance Jones, a.k.a. Shaq, probably still living in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where he's from. I miss you, boy. It's been damn near 30 years since I've seen you, man. I miss you. I still love you, man. Still remember my boy, my teammate from back in the day. I mean, Chuck Swearinger was my teammate. You know, Maurice Edmonds was my teammate, Mo Edmonds. I mean, I remember all the boys. You know what I'm saying? Toby, the whole crew. But my man Shaq, Lance Jones, 6'8". Not score another basket on you, dog. Better not score another basket. And he wasn't playing. My man Monte Ross, former coach of Delaware. One of my best friends in the world. They tell you, Shaq, yeah. So, nah. He better not score one more basket. That's exactly what he said. He wasn't playing. And I was scared. And he ain't score again either. Because I was scared. Every squad needs a goon. Every squad. Meta World Peace. And when he was Ron Artest, you had cats scared at what he was going to do to them in practice. Charles Oakley has run up to many a dudes and slapped the living hell out of them. He ain't care. Don't get me started with my man DC, my brother, Derek Coleman. Rod Strickland was a bad brother. Had no punk in him whatsoever. Even though that time he got in that fight with Tracy Murray, his conditioning was highly questionable. But that's a different subject to another day. Gary Howard, if you listen to somewhere, stop laughing. Here's the point. The point that I'm trying to make to you is every squad needs a goal. Every squad. And the NBA, with all of these little soft peddling rules, try to dissuade some of that. But I'm talking about the cats you practice with. I'm talking about a dude that's a goon to his own teammates, if he gotta be. That ain't on camera. Okay? You can get away with some stuff that way. I'm just saying. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3766. My man Keyshawn Johnson know what I'm talking about. He tried to be hardcore. Keyshawn actually a very nice guy. He'll tell you how he is, but he a lover, not a fighter. He ain't trying to start no trouble with nobody. You know, don't let Keyshawn fool you. Keyshawn, don't get me wrong, there's no punk in him whatsoever. But Keyshawn the type of cat, he gonna talk. He a lover, not a fighter. He ain't trying to do that. Happily married man, I won't say that. But he a lover, not a fighter. He ain't trying to do nothing like that. He just ain't gonna be a punk. But you need a goon. You need a goon. It's just that simple. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Before I get to the phones, there's some news that I was a part of this week. And after Adrian Wojnarowski, our insider extraordinaire, broke the news that the Lakers had hired Frank Vogel as their new coach. Obviously, some of the inside information came my way because that's who I am. I'm the grave digger. What I do. I ain't got time. Yeah, I'm past that time in my career. Not knocking anybody who does it. Adam Schefter, Wojnarowski, those guys are phenomenal, great in every way. None but love for them. But my days of trying to be an insider have long passed. I'm hosting shows. I ain't got time for that. Be the first to the story, please. Give me the dirt after why it happened. That's where I excel. Now, here's the deal. Frank Vogel is the new head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. I'd be shocked if he lasted 2 years. And my shock has absolutely positively nothing to do with Frank. That's not the reason I'm taking that position. The reason I'm taking that position is because he's not the man the Lakers wanted anyway. Remember, they offered Monty Williams the job before he took it in Phoenix. They offered Ty Lue the job before he passed it up. Both had a problem with the 3-year deal instead of 5-year deal being offered, and both had a problem with the fact that the Lakers were trying to pick their coaching staff. Lionel Hollins, Mike Woodson, former coach of the New York Knicks. Last time they won a division title, he was coaching them. And he was the lead assistant under Doc Rivers for the Clippers. J.B. Bickerstaff. All of these coaches were or were in the process of being interviewed. Frank Vogel wasn't a part of the list, but Frank Vogel snuck himself in there, clearly was willing to take 3 years at $1 million less per year than Ty Lue, which saved the Lakers $3 million. Plus, he was like, fine, go ahead and pick my staff. Because nobody was knocking on the door for the coach that used to coach the Indiana Pacers for 10 years and coached them to 4 consecutive playoff appearances and 5 times in the last 6 years in the postseason. Nobody looked at Frank Vogel and was like, let me knock down his door to get him as the head coach. So as a result, he was trying to be back in the mix. I can't hate on him for taking that opportunity. He did the right thing for himself. He got $5 million a year, guaranteed for at least 2 of the 3 years, if I remember correctly. And oh, by the way, if he wins, who knows what may happen. But the bottom line is he's back in the mix and he's coaching LeBron James. So how much are you going to lose if LeBron James is healthy? Ain't going to be that much. But the caveat was that you had to take Jason Kidd as a special assistant coach. Because the Lakers, yes, they wanted Kurt Rambis as your associate head coach and all of that other stuff. But even Kurt Rambis wanted Jason Kidd. Rob Pelinka wanted Jason Kidd. Jeannie Buss wanted Jason Kidd. Because Jason Kidd is universally respected for developing young talent because of what they did in Brooklyn and because of what he did in Milwaukee with the Greek Freak. He didn't draft Milwaukee. He got there the year after. But he's widely credited with developing the Greek Freak and Middleton and those boys. Him and his coaching staff. And so because of it, they were looking for them to continue to develop the young players in Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and these boys. Caruso even, because I like him. It would have been nice if Zebok was still there and hadn't gotten traded. But that's a different story for another day. Would have been nice if Julius Randle wasn't let go just over $9 million. But that's a different story for another day. Nevertheless, that's why Jason Kidd is there. And he's there, and he wasn't hired as the head coach, ladies and gentlemen, because from an optics perspective, the Lakers knew it wouldn't look good. Jason Kidd, former DUI charge, alleged domestic violence situation, reputation, not being satisfied with just head coaching responsibilities, wanting to usurp the authorities of those above him, which doesn't get you hired in NBA circles. But here's how you also know that Jason Kidd is going to be the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers quick, fast, and in a hurry. He was still owed about $10 million for the Milwaukee Bucks. $10 million. So you're owed that money, ladies and gentlemen. Why would you take less to be an assistant on the bench? Unless there was a wink deal that you'd be the head coach eventually. Frank Vogel took the job to get himself $5 million to get back into the coaching ranks, to show what he can do so he can land a job outside of LA, resurrecting his career. Can't hate on that. Jason Kidd's going to be the next head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, barring any unforeseen issues that prop up. Jason Kidd's going to be the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, and it's going to be inside of 2 years. Frank Vogel ain't long for this job. It has nothing to do with him. He's not the one they wanted. He's the one they were willing to stomach because he was the one willing to put himself in position to accept the circumstances that the Lakers presented to him in order to be the head coach of their franchise. He was a head coach willing to allow them to pick his staff for him, knowing that they want Jason Kidd. And accept 3 years instead of 5 years. And accept $5 million a year instead of $6 or $7 million per year. See, the Lakers make their money off of the Lakers brand. Ballmer's already worth billions without the Clippers brand. For example. Lakers ain't rich. Lakers make their money based on what Jeannie Buss makes her money based on what the Lakers make. When it costs the Lakers money to pay somebody something, it costs Jeannie Buss. That ain't a problem Steve Ballmer has. That is the situation. That is why Frank Vogel is the head coach. That is why Jason Kidd is there, soon to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers within 2 years. Very, very simple. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. Back to your calls in a minute. Don't touch that dial. It's Stephen A. right here on ESPN Radio and ESPN News. By the way, when you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes, do you? You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.